Libra, hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Tina and this is your weekly tarot reading. April 19th through the 25th for you, Libra. Now if it's your first time with us, a couple of things. Down below there's a timestamp, feel free to click it. It'll bring you straight to the reading. Second thing, I pulled 2 layers. We're going to go right into your reading anyway and pull the first layer now. All right, Libra, this is for you, April 19th through the 25th. Let's see what energies you're navigating this week. Hope you guys are doing really great. All right, Libra. I'm going to stop here for you. Page of Wands is at the bottom. Curious little energy. Oh, but we got the moon came out this week. Came out for a couple of people. Not too many this time. Not too many. Tricky energy. Difficult energy to navigate this week. This week, you know me. Speak the truth, but with a light heart, with humor, and with fun. We got the moon here, we got the devil here, we got the star here. Definitely feeling like we're in the dark, having trouble seeing the light, having trouble having faith, and having trouble seeing a bigger picture. Whatever situation we're in, it kind of can give tunnel vision sometimes, and that's kind of the feeling right now. Reason past, you have the devil. So this thing, we're putting light on certain things that kind of could have had some kind of toxic effect on our lives. Toxic negative energy, right? Tempting, very tempting. But we're seeing how it's really not good for us. So there's something in our life, some choice that we've been making. And now we're shedding light on it with the devil, right? But when that happens, we don't like to see the devil. Because the devil stays in the shadows because we don't like to see it, right? We don't like to admit those things. We don't like to see those things because it makes us feel bad about ourselves. It makes us hard on ourselves. When really, it shouldn't, because we're all dealing with certain different devil. Everybody's devil is different, but we're all dealing with the devil. Current energy is the moon, right? So whatever that was in the recent past brought you to this moon energy now, right? So now you're like in the moon energy, and the moon is what? It is one of the darkest energies. It can be like the dark night of the soul. But it's because the moon doesn't give off light. That's why it's called the moon in the tarot. So it's to like kind of indicate the dark energy or the darkness of night that we're kind of facing right now. The moon, though, is fear of the unknown. It's also just things in our deep subconscious coming to the surface. Anxieties and fears and worries. But what I love about the moon, it's to teach us that, first of all, things are not as bad as they appear. With the moon. And then second of all, after the moon comes the sun, which is one of the happiest energies in the whole tarot. So it's just about holding faith and trust because things really are not as bad as they appear. That being said, the star is now the overall energy. This is about you really trying to hold faith and maybe finding the faith for some of you, really finding the light again, having hope again. Maybe you lost hope and this is having it again. I love the star. It's about a wish come true. It's about feeling aligned, feeling really good. In the challenge position, you have the Queen of Pentacles. I'd say just take some time out for self-care and self-love. That's all I would say because she's a very nurturing energy and she takes care of everybody else. But I think this is a time where you got to give yourself some of that this week. Your focus right now is the 5 of Swords, conflict energy. You also have a 5 of Wands in the environment. So there's conflict right now. It's showing up in the environment. 5 of Swords is about like you could have had a falling out. There could have been an actual fight with somebody and that's where you're like really just thinking about. 5 of Swords is also about the lies we tell ourselves. It's about letting ends justify means. Isn't you know all the 5s? They say it's time to change our approach. And I think that's where your mind could be too, is like saying, hey, I think I have to change my approach here. Page of Swords is your approach. So this is you being open. All the pages are very open. They're students, right? And so the Page of Swords is like, you know what? I do want to get to the heart of things. And I'm only concerned with the truth. And I'm only concerned with facts and nothing else. And I really like that for your approach. In the environment is that 5 of Wands. There's that conflict, maybe competition, right? But this is people here who are not really listening to each other. Opinions could be disagreeing. They should be building together, but instead they're kind of fighting one another. Again, another 5, so it just asks for a change to the approach. This is the environment, though, so this could be other people, not you. Coming towards you is the 4 of Swords, a break, vacation, a little R&R, This is definitely, if you're not taking it, this is saying like find it. Like if it's a spa day, it's a spa day. If it's a day in nature and it's just a picnic, do that too. Which is great, because after you're dealing with such heaviness and you've been navigating in the dark, that's difficult. We've all been there. We'll all be there again. You know how it is. But this is like, you need a break. You've been fighting some spiritual fight here. You need a break. All right, Libra, let's go in and clarify all of these energies for you. But the star is here, and it does speak of like hope coming back in, reasons for you to have hope and faith again. You know, the sun's coming out, seeing the light again. So that's really nice. And that is the overall energy. All right, clarify these energies for Libra. Yeah. We are going to stop here. Page of Wands is at the bottom. Very curious. And I don't know. I want to show you 2 pages of Wands. Adventurous, very curious, ready to move in a different direction as well. All right, let's see. 5 of Pentacles did come out. Difficult week here, Libra, for whoever this is resonating with. Well, the sun is here in the recent past. Yeah, of course the sun is here, right? Because you shed light on the darkness. You went ahead, Libra, and you did this. But you did it in the name of personal growth. I don't even know if you're aware of it or not, right? But the sun is here with the devil. Somebody shed light here on the dark. You did. You did. You brought it right from the shadows and put some spotlight on it, and that's how you're going to remove its power. But it's not going to give it up without a fight. And I feel like this week you're experiencing that fight. You versus your own ego, right? Current situation, you have the moon, which is the 5 of Pentacles, right? You know, you can't trust the moon, like I said. The moon is tricky, tricky, tricky. You cannot trust it. That's what we mean when we say things are not as bad as they appear, right? Look at this moon. Is it a sun? Is it a crescent moon, a full moon? What is it? You don't know, right? You can't trust it. And so with that darkness brings the 5 of Pentacles, brings this insecurity. It's feeling like I'm alone. Just like them, they're feeling like they're all alone in the cold and in the dark, and they have nobody and there's no support. And it's simply not true. Literally with the 5 of Pentacles, there is a sanctuary right there. They just can't see it because they're focused on their circumstances. We got 3 5s here as well. We're going to need to make some adaptations. But, you know, can't just go there. You got to grow there, and you got to go through the moon energy. So the moon is bringing out all of the worst fears, all of the worst thoughts. In the challenge position, you have the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Tower. Maybe you're afraid of some foundation crumbling here. Maybe you're afraid foundations are weak. They're not strong, that energy is here with the Tower. The Tower is saying that things need to be built on strong and sturdy foundations. Maybe there's a situation here that we're ignoring as well with the Tower that we know hasn't been working for some time. And we just keep hoping that with time, or maybe we'll get to it another day. Maybe I'll leave this job and apply for a new job in 2 months. I know this job's not that great, but I'm kind of scared. That's the Tower. And it's in a challenge position. So it could be like a situation here that we know we should be addressing. Where's your mind at? You have the 5 of Swords, but you also have the 8 of Wands. And so this is about like high energy. I feel like you're waiting for the right opportunity to strike. I really feel like you really want to make movement and you want things to turn, even though they don't feel like they are right now. But your mind is in this high energy place. Lots of thoughts, lots of energy, lots of insights, and a big, big desire here for movement. And like almost as quickly as possible. Your approach right now is the Page of Swords, but it's also the 10 of Swords. So really needing to pick yourself back up, really needing to regain that strength. And I think that's why that 4 of Swords is coming towards you. But I love that the Page of Swords is with you, saying and showing that you're very open. So just getting the info, right? You're like, just give it to me. Just tell me what it is, That's it, unbiased. That's the Page of Swords. It's unbiased. I didn't mention, and I would like to mention, your overall energy. You have the Star. You also have the Hanged Man. So Again, you could be feeling like you're stuck a little bit, but I think you know at this point that it's time to surrender to the experience. I think you're starting to see things from all kinds of angles. And even some of those things are what makes you happy. What's authentic you with the star as well. But I really feel like you're like at this place where you're flowing. You're surrendering to the experience because you can't do anything about it anyway, right? And the star says, I feel like in this surrender, you'll come out with new perspective, with more, even more enlightenment than you're coming from. Because you're already coming from the sun and the devil, and that's major enlightenment. The hangman is even more. Look at the halo around their head, right? That's what it's indicating. It's in this space, in this pause. Do you actually start seeing the same situation with different eyes? Like I said, you're not alone, but it's the moon. It's bringing that out. In your environment, you got the Chariot, you got the Five of Wands. I think some of you could be dealing with a Cancer here, and there can be conflict a little bit, like disagreements, passions running a bit high. For some of you, most of you with the Chariot, this is really about trying to get your emotions in balance and having a little bit of a hard time, because that's what the Chariot's going to represent. That's the black and white Sphinx, needing to balance those emotions, even disagreeing with yourself with where you're going to go and what direction you're going to take. Naturally, right? Like, let's be honest, naturally. Of course, right now you're going to have conflict with the direction because you are in the energy of the moon. The moon doesn't shed a lot of light, so it's not easy to see where you're going. It's not easy to see the plan ahead. There's nothing to trust here. It's only darkness, and you're afraid of every corner, of every turn of what might pop up with the moon energy. So that makes perfect sense in your environment. That's what I'm trying to say. Coming towards you, great energy. Really great energy. I feel like we're starting to turn a new leaf here. You have the Four of Swords. You also have the Three of Pentacles. So first of all, needing a break. You need a break. Even if you're working and you're really committed, you have a very collaborative energy about you. You have very much an energy of thinking of the group, thinking of everybody, not just yourself here with that Three of Pentacles. Four of Swords, though, says if you can take a break from work. It does say that for sure. And this is the universe being like, hey, Libra, take a little vacation if you can. Take some time to give yourself a little nurturing, a little love, so that you can rebuild your own strength here. Three of Pentacles, though, says this is you collaborating and having the ability to work with other people and to build together. So especially coming from this conflicting energy. The stars here, though, I think you're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I think you're starting to have hope, and I think you're starting to have faith. And you're really... honestly, you're coming from an enlightened place, gets uncomfortable, and then you end up in an enlightened place again. So I am going to leave it there for you. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope that it helps in any kind of way. If it does, please share it with other people that you think it may help. Like, subscribe so that you don't miss any of these videos. As always, thank you, Libra, and I will see you all next week for my regular weekly readings.